Hi, I'm just gonna let some people come in real quick. How y'all doing? All right, we have an interesting live stream, but make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and hit that notification. All right, so I'm just gonna let some people come in real quick. If you're coming in, make sure you hit that notification bell, share this video, share this stream through your email. Sorry. Oh. Sorry, something. Shoot. I hit something real quick. All right. I guess we can get started. Like I said, for those who are just coming in, make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed. And make sure you. So, we got a lot of interesting topics to talk about. Um, we got to talk about the failing of Joe Biden as well as the Breonna Taylor and even the Brittany Griner situation. That's going to be some of the topics we talk about today. Something's going on. All right, hold on. I'm just trying to share this. The fact that I'm live right now. Trying to share it to through my into emails and just social accounts. Um, Hopefully y'all doing the same thing. Sorry about that. Something's going on with my computer, but anyway, let's start talking about with this one story first. So right now I'm going to show y'all a story about what happened at in a town. Um, Let me see if I can find the article that talks about a town. This happened at some town. Um, and I'm trying to find out where I. Oh, yes. Okay, I guess I found it. Well, first we're going to talk about the woman first. So, all right. So this is a town man. Oh, wait, wait. Hold on. I don't think I shared it yet. Oh wait. Yes. Yes, I am. I'm sharing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I am. Never mind. Sorry. I was looking at something else. All right. So this woman goes by the name. I'm trying to go to the. All right. This is Justine Jones. She's a town manager. So we'll go to the article. So because she got appointed to a town manager in New York, the entire police department decided to quit. The entire North Carolina police force and this small town decided to quit because there was a black town manager and they said that she was difficult to work with. That's code word for because she's black. So we're gonna read this from the New York Post. Although, anyway, once again, this is the woman, Justine Jones. So, an entire North Carolina police force has quit in protest at a town nearly hired progressively responsible town manager who the police chief said created a hostile work environment. I bet you she was one of these black town managers that actually is going to hold the police accountable. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, I hope she is going to hold police officers accountable if she's able to do that. And that's probably why they want to quit. Because I bet you some of these police officers are some racists. Kenla Police Chief Josh Gabbins made the shocking announcement in a Facebook post on Thursday, although this article is like a couple weeks ago, saying the assistant town manager and the key clerk has joined him and his 5 officers in quitting in protest. I have put in my 2 weeks' notice along with the whole police department, we wrote of the force he has served with 21 years. Hopefully, if they let's hope they do quit, so maybe less people will be shot unarmed. The new manager has created an environment I do not feel we can perform our duty and service to the community, he wrote of Justine Jones, who took up the position early last month. He made it official with a formal letter of resignation to Jones herself, according to a copy obtained by Wal whatever WRAL. Nothing that he has, nothing that he was the longest running chief in the area. Excuse me. He said that he felt his force had recently made substantially progress in dealing with unspecific ups and downs. And that's the ignorant police officer right here, Josh Gibbons. However, due to the hostile work environment, in the town of Kinley, I do not believe progress is possible. He had told Jones without identifying her as the source of his complaints, as he had done on social media. Neither the post nor his letter spelled out specific grievance the officers had against Jones. However, the exiting police chief told Raw he would consider staying if Jones was dismissed. The town called a closed emergency meeting on Friday night. Jones declined to discuss the drastic move, telling World she was not at liberty to talk because of a personal matter. She had started on June 2nd after a nationwide search, according to a statement celebrating the hiring of a manager held for having worked with progressively responsible positions in several states. The release did not mention, however, how she had sued previous employers in neighboring South Carolina for racial discrimination after she was fired on March 15th. So there, right there, she sued a previous employer for discrimination. I bet you, ladies and gentlemen, for those who watch this video, that the real reason why they really left is because if she's one of these one of these managers that's not going to put up with the racism of the police force, that she's going to hold police force accountable for their actions, then that's probably the real reason why they are mad at her, because they know that if she was willing to sue an employee for racial discrimination, you don't think she's going, and she wins, you don't think she's not going to try to maybe do something to hold officers who are racist towards people, especially black people, accountable. That's what they're afraid of. They are afraid of a black person taking a position of power to punish race soldiers and to punish racists who actually wants to fight for the black community. Although I don't know much about her background, don't know what's going on. We have to find out in the future what she really does for the town she's in, which I believe is Kinley, which is in North Carolina. But if she turns out she's legit about fighting against racial discrimination, we know some of it comes from these police departments, and she's willing to fight against the racism within the police department, then I wonder why. Then that's probably one of the real reasons why they said, we're not going to end up like Derek Chauvin for killing George Floyd. Yeah, they don't want to actually end up going to jail for racist violence towards black people. So that's why they're leaving. Now, here's more on the article. She accused Richland County leaders of hostile treatment and for not paying her fairly because she was black and had a disability. Court docs show she also accused the county of discrimination against her because she was a whistleblower who reported serious fraud, wrongdoing, and violations of the law. And I bet you, when these police officers are on duty, when they actually had their jobs, you got to ask, was there anyone innocent and who happened to be a specific group of people, and particularly the black community, did they do harm to? Yeah, find out if they've done any harm to any black people in this county. Most likely they have. And the fact that they may have found the one who is not going to put up with that racism that if she's able to, as a town manager, able to do something about dealing with the situation of racism from these police departments, depending on if there's racism going on in that police department, which probably is, um, they don't want her to try to do anything to them. And that's why they already want her to immediately get the hat out of her position. The lawsuit was voluntarily dismissed in April 2017, court records showed, without elaborating on why. Before getting hired by Kinley, she listed herself as principal CEO of her own consultant company, Word of Mouth Real Time, her likening shows. Meanwhile, Johnston County Sheriff Steve Brazel assured Rollo that his deputies would be stepping up to cover for the missing cops. So there is people within the sheriff's department that are going to say if these police officers leave, they're going to take some of those jobs. I will be there for the people of Kinley, and they can rest assured that we will have deputies patrolling the streets, he insisted. Let's just hope they're not like some of these other race soldiers that go around harassing unarmed innocent people, and particularly innocent black people, and just shooting them. Otherwise, we're going to do something about it. But yeah, and once again, this is the woman right here, Justine Jones. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, um, they probably see. Let me tell you something. These people don't like black people in charge of any kind of power. They do not, even if we, and they don't always trust even the sellouts. They just only use, if they're sellouts, they only use them to undermine black people, but they don't trust them either. Because once they done using them, then they want to send them to the curve. Because they don't want that anyone that's black in a position of power that can actually hold officers accountable to actually use that kind of power to hold officers accountable. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, um, and to these officers, I can care less about their feelings. They can go screw themselves. If they are really, if they're leaving because she's black, they can go screw themselves. But that's all I have to say about that particular topic, because, but not about this whole entire live stream, because we got a few more topics we want to talk about. Um, so now we're gonna get on to the topic of Breonna Taylor. Um, First of all, let me see. Did I save any pictures? All right. Um, for those who know, Breonna Taylor was the paramedic who was killed by those race soldiers. Um, Hold on a second. All right. Sorry about that. All right. So let me show you the photo. This was our sister, the late Breonna Taylor. So, all right. So she was murdered by race soldiers. All right. Now, I think um, and then also they wanted to arrest her boyfriend, but the judge over there decided not to charge the boyfriend because the officers did not announce that they were police officers. So how was the boyfriend supposed to know that they were not? Um, they were not. I can't stand that guy. He helped those officers get away. I'm trying to find this article. Oh, right here. Um, yeah. So Breonna Taylor was killed by these police officers, and now they have charged four of them for civil rights violations. We know that one of them is Brett Hankinson. Then we have Kelly Goodlett. Um, and Kyle Meaning were among those who were charged. Now, they said the one that actually did the shooting, he was not charged. I kind of forgot his name, but if anyone happens to watch this video and come across, I'm trying to think of that individual's name that also was involved in the situation. He was the one that actually did the shooting. Now, surprisingly, this is a red flag right here that person was not charged. And he was the one that wrote a book. So let me see if I. But the real question is, this incident happened 2 years, and they're now deciding to charge some of the officers in the killing of Breonna Taylor. Why is it really? My belief is that the Department of Justice is doing this because it's election year. As you know, the midterms are this year. The midterms. And right now, the Democrats, and I will talk about Biden later, but the Democrats are not doing well right now. So, and they need the black vote. Because they don't think they have enough black votes. I guess there was not enough immigrant votes either, because a lot of them have decided to join the Republicans or independents. So, um, so now they want to charge the officers, and then they want to say, see, we're doing something for black people. We've done something. We finally charged Breonna Taylor. Why didn't you charge Breonna Taylor? Oh, no, I'm sorry. What I meant to say was we finally charged some of the killers of Breonna Taylor. I'm like, some? You didn't even charge the guy that actually did the shooting. You didn't even charge the guy who actually did the shooting. Hold on, let me see if I can find out. Hold on. They said that same individual was going to write a book. All right. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, because this is the person. I believe this is the killer right here. Hold on. I'm trying to find out his name. For some reason, they don't have his name on here. I'm trying to find out his actual name. I wonder if people are trying to hide his actual name for some reason. If anyone's in the chat room who can help me um figure out the person's name, but I know this is him right here. But he was not charged. Oh wait, here it is, Jonathan Mattingly. All right, his name is Jonathan Mattingly. Oh, sorry about that. But yeah, Jonathan Mattingly, he right here, this individual right here, he's one of those officers who's he's still getting away with it. They did not charge him, but he did the shooting, but then he got charged for endangering the wall of a house. The wall of a house got more justice than Breonna Taylor. The wall of a house. The wall of a house got more justice than Breonna Taylor. R.I.P. to this woman. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, gonna click off real quick. But yeah, we know, like I said before, the real reason why people are charging the officers now is because they want to motivate black people to the polls, because the poll numbers stink right now for the Biden and the Democrats. Which, by the way, let's get on Biden. All right, that's gonna be our next topic because I want to show y'all some stuff. But first, I'm going to All right. Joe Biden is just piece of garbage right now. He is tanking in the polls. All right. He is tanking in the polls right now. His poll numbers suck. He is below 40 right now in the polls. So I bet you the real reason why they are doing this with Breonna Taylor's case is because they need the numbers up and the motivation of black voters. They need the motivation of black voters right now because it's just not looking good. Ladies and gentlemen, it's just not looking good. Now, I want to show y'all a video. People have had enough of this presidency. They are done with Biden. So we're gonna play
Joe Biden
this.
keeps tweeting out things like this.
All right, hold on. So we're gonna enlarge this. So this is all the people. The black community has just had enough with Biden's BS. So I'm gonna play this video.
Joe Biden keeps tweeting out things like this, how the gas prices are lowering, that, we're not really in a recession.
We are going through a recession right now. You have to actually be out here to actually see the results of what's going on in this recession. And trust me, it is a recession because it is hard for us right now.
So what would you say to Joe Biden, who says we're not really in a recession?
You need to do your homework.
Yeah.
It's real bad out here. It's easy to say it from the comfort of where you're at right now. You don't have to go through what we're going through. So it's easy to say that.
Are you happy with Joe Biden as president?
No, I'm not.
No? You think he's doing a good job, bad job?
He sucked. He ain't doing shit.
Get Joe Biden out of office?
Get him out. Get his ass out. Get him out, coach.
What do you think about the Biden administration redefining the term recession?
That doesn't sound like a recession to me.
This is the worst recession we've been in. To be honest, we've never had a recession where gas, housing, you name it. At one time, even when people's houses were going into foreclosure, those people that lost their homes could at least still go into a grocery store and buy a regular price item. Now you've got houses that are out of control, cars out of control, gas out of control, food out of control.
So technically we're in a recession, but Joe Biden and his administration say we're not. What do you think about that?
He crazy too.
Yeah?
Yes.
Do you think that he's doing a good job or a bad job as president?
Bad job. He making it worse. Hey, we could have kept Donald Trump for this shit.
As a 17-year-old who is in college and high school, I'm in dual credit. If you need help, just let us know, because I'll step in. Because at this point, y'all ain't doing it right. I am a female, so yes, I'm aware of what Trump has done in the past. But as far as running the country, he did better than Biden.
I feel like everything going up. Like it's not making sense to me how when Trump was here, everything was low. Like we had like $2-3 worth of gas.
A lot of people are going to actually vote for Trump that never thought this Oak Cliff, Texas. Trust me, a lot of us will vote for him now than we did before because we went for the good guy saying the right things. But as soon as he got in office, he did everything wrong. He turned around every policy that Trump done.
All right. So, and Trump has done a lot of stupid stuff. Let's face it, Trump is done. Biden is done. But you know what people Biden has done for? He's given money to people of Ukraine who are fighting a war against Russia. I know you want to see Ukraine as an ally, but all that money that the United States gave to Ukraine could have been used to help America, and particularly Black America, help us get reparations. We know that Biden's family history is from Ukraine, but Biden is the president of the United States of America. If Biden wanted to help Ukraine, he should have been president of Ukraine. And I don't want to hear this, but Russia, but what? What are you doing to help people here in the United States? And speaking of Russia, let's get on to the final topic. So, give me some time. Speaking of Russia, look who's currently stuck in Russia. Brittany Griner, WNBA player for the Phoenix Mercury, or I believe it is. So, earlier, I think last year, they finally sentenced Brittany Griner. She was sentenced to 9 years in prison for having vape cartridges with cannabis oil. All right, these are drugs. And drug laws are very strict, even stricter than here in Russia. And she said that she packed them by accident. But let me tell you something. Sometimes they're not going to care whether you accidentally did something or not. Some people are going to actually put down the letter by the law and are just going to make you held accountable because the law is the law. Well, in the case of Russia. And we know that some of these laws can be unfair. But before you go on vacation or go visiting any country or hell, even any city or you know what, know the laws there. Hell, here, there are different states with different laws. Know the laws before you go anywhere so you don't do anything that's going to be considered breaking the law or against the rules and you get in trouble for it. And she picked a bad time to go to Russia because of the whole situation. Ukraine. The United States is on the Ukraine side because the United States see Ukraine as a rival superpower. Because Russia's policies and government doesn't match with the idea of government and policy that the United States have. But let me ask y'all this other question. They kept blaming the NBA players and the black community for not speaking up for Brittany Griner. Even though there was black people and players and athletes that did speak up for Brittany Griner. You want to know who did not speak up for Brittany Griner? The feminist movement. These believe all women. These fight for women's rights. Fight for women opportunities. Fight for women's spaces. These feminists, feminazis. They didn't speak up. They're not getting blamed for not speaking up. What about the LGBT community? As you know, Brittany Griner is part of the LGBT community. Why didn't the LGBT community speak up for Brittany Griner? Or at least not as loud as people wanted them to speak up, speak. But they're blaming black men, they're blaming black people, they're blaming NBA players. And here's another thing. The only people who can actually do something about Brittany Griner is the United States government. So what could the NBA players do? They're just basketball players. And yeah, let's speak of that. Joe Biden. What is he doing to help Brittany Griner? We heard about this, about some prison swipe, but so far nothing is moving. At least not fast enough. Yeah, come on, Joe Biden. Since you care about black people, what are you doing to help Brittany Griner get the heck out of her situation? But you get some of these knuckleheads, these anti-black people, anti-black men in particular, that we're not speaking out enough. But they don't blame other communities for not speaking up for Brittany Griner. Remember, they're not blaming the other because they don't want to put the blame on the LGBT community. But she's part of the LGBT community, so you would think she would speak up for. You would think the LGBT community would speak up for Brittany Griner, but I bet you, if Brittany Griner was arrested in a African country that was anti-LGBT, I bet you they would speak up because it's a lot of black people there, and because they know that the LGBT mostly attacks the black community. When the black community does something that the LGBT community think that is against the LGBT community, like how they went after Dave Chappelle. You went after Dave Chappelle, but you're not going after Vladimir Putin. And remember, you're not going after Vladimir Putin for what happened to Brittany Griner the way y'all went after Dave Chappelle. And you got to remember, Vladimir Putin is way more powerful than Dave Chappelle. Even if they remember, Vladimir Putin is the president of Russia. He makes the laws. He decides what executes the laws in force because it's his country. He has made laws that is extremely anti-LGBT and anti-black people or any other non-white people. But I don't see the LGBT community wanting to smoke with Vladimir Putin. Now, if Brittany Griner is deserving of being released, then good luck to her because she's gonna need it. But I'm just saying is her LGBT community did not speak up for her, but they want black people to be they want to use us as the front line, and then when they get their way, they make sure we don't get the credit. Well, a lot of black people are telling you, in the words of Tariq Nasheed, hold your own nuts. That's what we're telling other communities that disrespect the black community, that you can hold your own nuts then. But yeah, I believe now we'll probably get an update maybe about some of these different topics, maybe in future videos or live streams, any updates to some of these stories at a later time. If there was anything I did not talk about, I'll probably talk about in another video, pre-recorded or live stream. But yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank y'all for those. Now, if you come in and you missed the whole live stream, You can always check out the repeat. But also, like I said, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, hit that notification bell, follow me on the different videos for you to follow me on YouTube, Black Junction, Twitter, etc. And that's all I have to say. This is Jdawg. Thank you for watching, and I hope to catch y'all in another video. Peace, everyone.